Thanks for joining us. My goal is to thank all the people I can. What a year it was. It started off great. I can't tell you how much I fully enjoyed visiting every single club out there. Every single club we have, and I hope that everybody goes out and visits some clubs in the western part of the district and their neighboring clubs, because every club has their own character. Everybody does some things differently, which makes it unique to that club. And everybody has projects, everybody gets involved in their communities, and just about everybody has something to do with what's going on in the world too, to help improve it. You know, one of the things I enjoyed most was getting out to your clubs and being your official cheerleader. Remember this? In the speech, we put those out. Actually, Tom Ware is smiling here. I can see that because he participated in the installation banquet, the district installation banquet, where I made everybody get up in front of the room who was a district leader, all the assistant governors, everybody, all the club presidents who, you know, anybody who dared to get up was given up the pom-poms, and we did a Rotary cheer, and that's how we ended the meeting. And I thought it was great, but you know, a couple people come up afterwards and said, "Don't ever do that again." So I didn't until just now. Met so many fantastic and caring Rotarians, and Lynn and I even had a chance to attend a few fundraisers, and was hoping to make a whole lot more, and then COVID hit. Now, we all know that COVID changed absolutely everything, but everybody on this meeting today and more, those who couldn't join us today in your clubs, did all they could to roll with the punches. You did what you needed to do to assist your community during this pandemic, and you're still doing it. The administrations have changed. Roger is now your district governor. It's going to be a great year, and you're still going at it. He's having to deal with it as well. We have good reason to be really proud of how you handled these past few months, and I'm the luckiest DG in the world. I really feel that. I've had the opportunity to serve alongside of all of you, and I want to thank you today. That's my whole purpose of doing this meeting. I'm also fortunate to have the greatest district leadership team of all of the some 535 districts in the world, from trainers to advisors to committee chairs, grant specialists. You all immediately dropped everything you were doing to meet by Zoom on Thursday, March 20th, to plan our first district-wide meeting for club leaders on how to conduct a Zoom club meeting. In fact, we're the very first district in our zone to do that. And I thank you for not being afraid to reach out and embrace something different. Thanks to all the club leaders who attended. Some of the comments that I received from you after that was how easy it is. And from some of the people who had never done a Zoom meeting before, said, "I had no idea how easy this is. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to join meetings in my club." Of course, you know that this exercise was all about engagement and helping to keep club members engaged with each other, with their communities. Your response to surveys I sent told me that it was a top priority for you. You were concerned about, how am I going to keep my club members engaged if we can't meet? So we decided to Zoom. I understand that some clubs now are going back to hosting some live meetings. I think that's a fantastic thing, but not all members are comfortable with that. So most of these clubs, if not all the clubs, are also continuing the Zoom so that people who are not yet ready to come to a live meeting are able to join in and remain engaged. Okay, we had Zoom meetings on membership and other topics, and we were the first to virtually induct members into our clubs. We're the first in the entire zone to do that. And many others have been inducted by Zoom since that time. We were fortunate to have our zone Rotary International Director Larry Dimmitt as a program one week. We're very fortunate to have Rotary International President Mark Maloney. He dropped in to encourage our efforts that we were doing, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate his office. He taking the time. He has 535 districts, and there's only so many hours in the day, and he gave us his time, and can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Okay, COVID. We had an offer from Rotary International to apply for a $25,000 disaster relief grant. We did that. Our grant committee met, they filled out the application, we did the whole thing, and then heard from Rotary International, oops, sorry, the money ran out, well, you're not going to get it. I think that was a blessing, because then we decided, okay, we need to raise some money. We need to help the hospitals and the food banks. Let's just do it ourselves. So our grant committee, led by Scott Hendricks and of course Paul, and everybody came in and helped out with that. Started off kind of slowly. We devised it, a reverse global grant, and Rotary International would match it. But it started out the first few days, we really didn't collect a whole bunch of money, other than what a few clubs had initially responded. But then I was speaking at, I believe it was Cross Timbers that day, and Cross Timbers had a program about COVID. It was a hospital administrator that was talking about that. And they decided to make an announcement that during the meeting, the Cross Timbers Club would match every single contribution that was made. By the end of the meeting, $7,000 was raised. I sent an email out as a challenge to everybody else, and lots of other clubs picked up on that, and the grant money exploded. We ended up, as you all know, with a $161,000 grant, almost $161,000, and we have given that to food banks and hospitals that are assisting your communities every single where in the district. Most recently, made a presentation, I think it was last Monday, at the Tarrant Area Food Bank, which serves everybody, including Wichita Falls and Abilene and everything. $77,000, because you know what? The last week of the Rotary year, the past Rotary year, Rotary International, I got an email. I was looking, I almost blew it away because you get so much junk. But I said, well, I'm going to look at this one. It's from RI. They said, your $25,000 grant is approved. The one that we applied for way back. So we added that to it, gave them $77,000. We're going to give some more money to the Western food banks. And, we really thank everybody for what you're doing. I'm going to recognize some people who helped facilitate our transition from normal to new normal. But first, I'd like to set the stage by recognizing those who got our year off to a great start. Each of these Rotarians went above and beyond their job description to help me, help our leadership team, and to help you achieve success. Everyone in this group will receive the official Above and Beyond Recognition Award for their vital service to our district and for their much appreciated assistance to me. Key members of our leadership team met early in January of 2019 for a retreat. Our objective was to draft a mission and vision statement for our district and bring us together as a team. Several past district governors, committee chairs, and district officers attended that day, and all of these Rotarians continue to serve in their roles throughout the year. I couldn't have done this without you. I was telling somebody before the meeting officially started, my only skill, and I told the interview committee my only skill is I know some people and build relationships with people who actually know how to do things. I don't know how to do anything, but I know people who do. And so I'm going to build a team. And thank goodness all of you came together as a team at this meeting, and we built a mission statement. We built a vision statement. We all got on the same page together. We had no idea what was going to hit us later in the year, but we got ready for it nonetheless. I want to recognize some PDGs who provided above and beyond service to the district, starting with Jim Giffen as Youth Exchange Chair during this very challenging year. Most of you don't know all of the stuff that went on with the pandemic. That's all pandemic related. With youth exchange, it took everybody a lot of time to deal with that. Thanks, Jim, for helping out with that. Conrad Heed as Peace Fellow Chair, same thing. Imagine students trying to get back. One yesterday just got back. I think we're going to see him in just a little while, as a matter of fact, probably. Walt Milner, whose committee will be conducting the district financial review. Chuck Kurtzman, Jim Aneff, and Hollis Lackey. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all the great advice that you gave me whenever I needed it. Chris McLucas and Gerald Robinson, appreciate you, especially Gerald, getting together all the PIGAN meetings. And if anybody doesn't know what PIGAN means, it stands for the past district governor, immediate past district governor, governor, governor-elect and governor nominee. It's a way to establish continuity into the system and get us all together and hopefully on the same page. Two of my own club members, Hugh Ross, past district governor, and past Rotary International director, Don Mavis, for your counseling. Don also played a huge role in bringing past Rotary International President Ian Risley as keynote to our foundation gala, and for always offering great advice on some really sensitive issues. Even one time I was talking with him, and he was out at his farm. He's got a little farm out there in West Texas, and I didn't know it until a little bit later, but he was preoccupied. He said he had a nest of rattlesnakes under his porch that he was trying to get rid of. And even with that, he took the time to visit with me about my problems. And Don, thank you. I don't know if you're on, but Don, I really want to give you a lot of sincere thanks. He's a club member of mine. We're in the same club, and that made it a lot nicer too. You know, I thank you all, and I consider you all great friends, and be good friends for a long time to come. My good fortune was to be able to serve with all of you, but there are a few who I work more closely with because of the circumstances at hand. And first one I want to mention is past District Governor Mary Ann. And there you are. Mary Ann, most of you probably don't know this, but some of you may, that Mary Ann has mastered the art of persuasion. For some reason, she somehow thought that I could serve as governor. She cornered Lynn early on and made her an advocate, and they ganged up on me. And at that point, no matter how much I believed that I wasn't the right stuff, she persisted. After not being selected after the first interview, or even the second, I said, okay, I'm done with this. However, she continued to persist. I interviewed the following year, and then they decided that not to strike me out the third time. So here we are. I had lots of advisors, but PDJ Mary Ann has always been my official advisor. Thank you, Mary Ann. I know it's not always been an easy job. I really appreciate everything you've done. Past District Governor Sharon Miles. Sharon is involved in more things than any other person I know. And yet she manages to get more done in any given day than most two people. Sharon, you've helped guide me through the past 3 years, and I deeply appreciate that. Your advice and your wisdom means a whole lot to me. Past District Governor Paul Lucas, you stepped in as District Foundation Director, knowing full well that foundation was not my strong suit. In fact, I knew virtually nothing about it. My whole Rotary career was formed on community service. But you managed your vast committee and ended up achieving record success this past year with Scott Hendricks and Dan Steele as your lieutenants. We achieved a record reverse global grant, plus snagged a disaster relief grant that combined sent $186,000 in relief to hospitals and food pantries throughout the district, as I mentioned just a minute ago. We not only produced record grants, but we also had some record amounts contributed to the Rotary Foundation. More funds were donated by clubs and individuals to the annual fund than in any of the past 5 years. Our per capita average was $132 this past year, besting the previous $124. Thank you for your leadership and for knowing how and when to kick me in the pants. It made a big difference. Dan Morales. I don't know if Dan's on the call. I didn't necessarily see him, but I wanted to let you know and let everybody know you worked to produce the finest leadership training I've ever seen. The January session, the leadership training in February, PETS, Assembly, and others, you set the tone for the year. Had our team not been professionally trained and built into a cohesive unit, we could not have been near as effective when the pandemic struck and changed our lives and our year. I appreciate your skill and your persistence that got the job done. Dan, thank you so much. Larry Petrash, what a challenging year for attracting new members. It was not for doing all we could. We were the first district in our zone to conduct a Zoom on how to virtually induct new members, and several clubs did just that throughout the remaining months. All of Rotary suffered from not being able to attract new members during the last half of the year, which is typically when many new members are inducted. Thank you for keeping the push on. Now, I did hear from somebody who saw the numbers, and they said that we really did not have that much attrition. The attrition was pretty normal. Means people leaving for various reasons. The problem was at the second half of the year after the pandemic hit. It was much more difficult to attract new members into the club. We're doing a good job. Every other district in the world is having exactly the same problem. Hopefully that's going to pick up very soon. John Picorni, who put together this meeting today. Thank you, John. When we had our leadership meeting in March, you took the bull by the horns and did all the work that made the Zoom meetings happen. You taught everyone how to use Zoom, and you made them comfortable with it. You and Belinda Gist created the press kit that was made available to all clubs so that their communities could learn just how vibrant their Rotary Club is. Throughout the year, you built a team of qualified members who will work with clubs to get the word out to their communities. John, thank you for everything. You are just a particularly important player in all this, especially after the pandemic, and teaching everybody how to do Zoom, and everything you did. It just turned to gold. I really appreciate it. I also want to thank my district treasurer, Walter Verdon, and district secretary, Joyce Stanton. Throughout the past, actually more than 2 years, we've worked more closely together than with anyone else. Joyce, you trained club secretaries. You took their calls and helped them with Club Runner and a multitude of other issues. You scheduled my club visits. You checked and double-checked all the meeting times, locations, and researched club officers. Plus, you ordered name badges and all the other supplies. You registered people for meetings and training sessions and other untold duties that made my life so much easier. Thank you. We really appreciate that. And Walter, your insistence with the budget, in collecting money, and collecting the dues money, and paying bills, recording everything properly so that the auditors will smile nicely. You put up with me even when I was too busy to even submit for expense reimbursements and who knows what else. Walter, I owe you, and thank you. And Roger, take heart. Your district secretary and your district treasurer are going to be probably some of the two most important people in your life. You already know that, I know. You know, actually, I owe everyone a deep debt of gratitude. Everyone who's on this Zoom meeting today. All of you are simply fantastic. You'll be receiving a plaque noting your efforts, and I will personally deliver it to you whenever that is possible. Okay, now next, we're going to do club awards. But before that, there's one more special person who I really want to thank. This person kept me focused during the weeks of sometimes 6 or 7 and sometimes even 8. One week there were 8 club visits, 3 in one day. When things sometimes didn't go as expected, and you were there when I needed a smile and a hug at the end of a busy week. Lynn, thank you for incorporating these past 3 years into your busy career. I appreciate all the times you provided encouragement to me when it was needed, and I'm making the necessary contribution to make you a Paul Harris +2. I can't thank you enough, and I love you. Thank you. Okay, awards. Does anybody want to get an award? I think so. The Governor's Vibrant Club Award. We changed up this past year from the way it's been done in the past, and let me just give you a brief rundown on the reason why. It seems that every year at district conference, when awards were given, and district conferences are always a great time, and the awards are wonderful, and clubs who receive them are just, you know, thrilled about receiving the top awards in certain categories and everything. But it seems that after that meeting, there are always some people, some clubs who feel that they should have gotten an award as well. And that always bothered me. I'm not saying that they were right or they were wrong, or, you know, the whole system was right or wrong, but that always bothered me. And so what I wanted to do was create a system of providing an award and recognition to each and every club that meets the criteria that is needed to earn the award. And so we created something, our awards committee, and I credit Steve Dixon. Steve, I don't know if you're on, but you are to be thanked greatly for this. You and your committee, John and Marilyn, and you know, some others did a great job with this. We created something that looked kind of like the Rotary International President's Award, but it was aimed at district things, things that we really wanted to achieve in the district and everything. And this is the first year that we've done it. I'm not sure if it'll ever be done again, but you know, my goal in this was to make something that was fair and equitable, and give everybody a level playing field. So you did the work and did the reporting to earn the award, or you didn't. And not saying you're not a vibrant club if you didn't. Maybe you just didn't want. But anyway, we tried to eliminate the subjectivity. We had 23 clubs submitted the reports, and 14 clubs qualified. The only two things that you had to do to achieve it was properly record your club goals in Rotary Club Central, and there was lots of information on how to do that all the way from pets on out. And then the second thing was to report your accomplishments on the district website. When COVID hit, we sent out I think at least 2 or 3 communications that we were modifying it a bit. We found that there were some things that we were requiring or asking people to do that were no longer possible. You know, so we amended the awards to make it more available to people. And here are the clubs. Now I want to preface: if your club is not called out in the following, and you feel you met the requirements, please contact me, or you can contact Steve. Either one, please contact me. Just let me know, and we'll work it out. But here they are. First, Arlington Sunrise Rotary. Congratulations. Best breakfast in Arlington. That's whenever you're having breakfast. Cross Timbers Rotary. Oh, you guys are awesome. Young and strong. The Denton Rotary Club, home of PDG Mary Ann McDuff, and also celebrating 100th anniversary this year. Congratulations on that. And just a note, your 100th anniversary celebration had to be canceled because of the pandemic. There were 2 other clubs, Gainesville and Brownwood, that were to celebrate their 100th anniversary, and all 3 clubs could not do it because of so let's, maybe next year. Anyway, to go on, Denton Lake Cities. Wow, such early morning enthusiasm. I went there and immediately I was forced wide awake. You guys are awesome. Flower Mound Rotary, home of past District Governor Gerald Robinson. You guys are very enthusiastic about everything you do too, and great club. You've spawned off, I think, more clubs than, I don't know, maybe every other club in the district. Granbury Rotary Club. Oh, some great community leaders. I was very impressed by the meeting, by the people there. Great community leaders are members of that club. Grapevine Rotary. What can I say about Grapevine except drink more wine? You guys are simply awesome. You know how to celebrate. You know how to work hard. Kennedale Rotary. You're the new member champs of the district. You guys did just an awesome job. This was one of the clubs I visited way before my year, excuse me, as district governor. And I asked every president that I visited with prior to that, what are your top 3 goals? And most of them were membership, but with, oh my gosh, she said membership, all 3 goals, and she accomplished that. Louisville Rotary. You got tons of community projects. You guys do a fantastic job. And also home of John and Marilyn Picorni. You guys do a great job. Metroport, you are wide awake and active. You guys are just awesome. You know, I had to stay, I didn't want to fight traffic from Arlington going up 360 and getting to Metroport. I didn't want to be late, so I stayed in the Holiday Inn up there and got there a little bit before, and y'all are just, you know, hugging each other and doing great work. The Rotary Club of Fort Worth. I can't say enough about the Rotary Club of Fort Worth. If anybody has attended a meeting at their club or one of their Zoom meetings, you will know that they have the best meeting structure in the district. It's the most fun meeting to attend. It's humorous. They rail on people. At the end of the year, they have a roast, and they're not too kind to their club president, the outgoing president. I'm so sorry that, I mean, you did a great job, and the way they treated you, it's just, I would have punched somebody. But they're not too kind on the district governor either. And I listened to it, and I think 4 or 5 times they mentioned things about me. But at the end of it, it all came together because, and you probably agree with this. I received an award as the district governor who sent the most emails out ever. Attend one of their meetings; you will love it. South Lake, what a dynamic club filled with community leaders. You guys and Homer Jim Giffen, you guys do a fantastic job. Really enjoyed attending. I was there 2, 3 times. Weatherford, you guys are friendly. You got great people. You care about your community. You do a fantastic job. Good sized club. Just a lot of fun. And then there's the Rotary Club of Arlington. This is my home club. Rotary Club of Arlington has just a ton of projects. They do stuff in the community, just all over. They do stuff around the world, famous for water filters and such. Just do wonderful things. But I have to give them credit for the biggest thing that they've done this past year is put up with me. Tom, I thank you for that. Really appreciate it. That's the list of clubs you all will be receiving. Where's the banner? This banner. And I will personally deliver it. Another one here somewhere. Here it is, the Vibrant Club Award banner. Hopefully you can see that. I want to personally deliver this to each and every one of the clubs that has earned it. And as soon as we can, I'm going to be sending out an email to everybody and asking everybody, when can we set this up, either virtually or hopefully in person. So, congratulations to all of the clubs that took the time to set your goals and then submit your goals and your successes to us. Thank you so much. I want to give you a good round of applause. Finally, I actually have 3 more awards that I want to deliver. Traditionally, the Governor's Cup is given to the club that's deemed to be the most significant representation of the mission of Rotary. And a lot of criteria is taken into consideration. This year, there are 3 clubs that, in my opinion, best represent the ideals of Rotary. But I can only give one Governor's Club. So I invented a couple of others that you're going to hear about. I've created a new category for this year. And in my opinion, it's one that encourages newer clubs to become overachievers. And I use that word because this describes that club to a T. They are all overachievers. Earlier in the year, I asked to have their projects emailed to me, what they were doing. I think I wanted to find out what projects before every club visit so I could talk a little bit about them during the visit. What I received was 5 pages of projects. And they weren't just a paragraph about each project. It was, a line or 2 about each project that they do. They do that much. These Rotarians get up early in the morning, and I swear they got to work past midnight to accomplish all the things that they do in their community, as well as in the world. They do a lot in the world. You have to get up early to enjoy their company, but I guarantee you'll be richly rewarded if you join one of their meetings. They were among the first to adopt Zoom meetings. They were the club who inspired other clubs to match contributions to our big grant, and the second largest contributor to it. And they love ducks. Maybe you can see the duck up there. Cross Timbers, are you out there? Ginger Eads I present to you, on behalf of your club, the Governor's Club, the Governor's Cup for clubs under 10 years. Congratulations, Ginger. Congratulations, Cross Timber. Ginger, would you like to say a couple of words? I know you're getting your son ready and you're in the dorm room, but please, if you'd like to say a couple of words.
Hello, District 5790 and Peter. Thank you so much. What an honor. We had such an amazing year led by you. Thank you for everything that you did to help lead our club. I talked to Peter a lot this year, and it was so good to work hand in hand with such a great district governor. And he led us so great through the pandemic and everything, as we had to just immediately pivot everything we did. And so it was a pleasure working with Peter, all of District 5790. And I just really have to say that this is the Cross Timbers Board of Directors that earned this. So we have a wonderful board of directors of 20 people that carried out those 5 pages of projects, Peter. So anyway, thank you so much. This is an honor, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you, and thank everybody in your club. You know, you guys are awesome, and I can't wait to get back and have breakfast with you. Now for the Governor's Club. I love this club, but to be honest with you, I love every club that I visit, which made the choice just extremely difficult. Their meetings are fun. They seem to be genuinely interested. They genuinely love each other. They contributed by a large margin more to the RI annual fund than any other club this year. They sponsored a global grant student, our 100% Paul Harris Fellow Club, 19 student scholarships, purchased over 2,000 masks for first responders, plus so many other COVID projects, many too many to mention. They're now meeting live, but they also continue live streaming their meetings for those who are not comfortable in going out. Early on, they established a phone committee to check up on all members every week, just to see how they were doing and if they needed anything. The list goes on and on. I'm not saying that this was a clincher, but one thing that I like in addition to all of the above is that they love wine. Kevin McNamara, are you present? The Governor's Cup for year 2019-2020 is earned by the Rotary Club of Grapevine. Congratulations. Kevin, would you like to say a couple of words?
Thank you so much, Peter. On behalf of the Grapevine Rotary Club, it is just truly an honor to be a part of District 5790. I was there when you passed out the being a cheerleader, and that I was a little bit anxious about that, but I think it was spot on that how important it is just to cheer our club on, and I appreciate your leadership throughout that. You met every president before the year even started, like you had mentioned, and what a true honor it was, and thank you so much for that leadership. I'll just say our board, and having past district governors and Conrad and Walt and Tim Smith and what an amazing past president, Janice Kane, that I was able to follow, and just what the support we had there, and President-elect Darlene Freed, just unbelievable, our board. And as many have mentioned, there were a ton of pivots, but we laugh and say it was really a hard right turn with no stop signs. And our club did that, and it was just so heartwarming to know that we were able to reach out to so many of our fellow Rotarians, but also worldwide to as Rotary connects the world. So thank you so much. What a true honor it was, and how blessed we are to be Rotarians. And Grapevine Rotary, our board, amazing, our members, amazing, and just thanks so much for this huge honor.
Well, Kevin, thank you for those kind words. I mean, you guys are really awesome. I really appreciate all your comments. Again, you're a fun club to visit. If anybody is looking for a makeup meeting, I would definitely do this. And Ginger, thank you so much for your kind words. I really appreciate it. You guys have been very, very supportive of the district this year and in years past, and I know you will continue that in the future. You guys are awesome. Finally, one more award. It's a new category award as well to a club that has supported me and your district really for the past 3 years. They've given their time and their talents to keep me going during the 2 years of training. And throughout this past year, this club was #1 in foundation giving until the very last day of the year. And that's when Grapevine sent a huge check to Rotary International, which is fine. I appreciate everything that everybody did. However, I think Sally Hopper's on the meeting here. And I believe it was Sally that, she's the foundation chair for our club, said, in fact, she insisted that because we were #1 at that point, the Rotary Club of Arlington was #1, we inspired you guys to send in another check. I don't know if that's true, but that was said. And, you know, I know how people can inspire others to do things. Anyway, this club not only conceived the Reverse Global Grant, they provided the largest contribution to it. And I realized my phone was on. The single largest contribution to the grant and managed the grant from start to finish, Scott Hendricks. I don't know if you're on the call, but you're a wizard. We really appreciate you doing everything you did. That was a complicated animal to deal with, but you did it very well. Finally, they are superb supporters of the community and the world through projects and grants, and great in getting members engaged in club's activities. You know, by now, I know everybody knows that I'm talking about my home club, the Rotary Club of Arlington. Yes, I do love all of the clubs in District 790, as I've said. You're all unique and wonderful. But as Dorothy once said, there's no place like home. No place like home. And I'm honored to award to Tom Ware the Governor's Cup for Best Home Club Ever. Tom, I'd invite you to say a couple of words if you'd like to do that. Thank you.
Thanks, Peter. Appreciate that very much. You've been a phenomenal member and past president of our club. You've done incredible work. We enjoyed every minute of supporting you to be governor, and we think you did a wonderful job. We appreciate everything that you did. And if you and other presidents hadn't left me with some mighty good folks, board and club members, then we couldn't have done what we did without you being there. So we appreciate your honor on this, and appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Tom. Kind words. You know, you guys earned this, you and the board and the entire club. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. There's one person out here. Everybody knows about Shelterbox, and I have a feeling that someone is here. We did a good job with shelter boxes this year too. And are you here to present, Glenn? Are you here to present some awards? If you are, you need to unmute. Anyway, I believe there were 6 clubs that earned an award for Shelterbox this year. And, you know, I really appreciate everybody putting money into that too. You know, we really, everybody in the district just opened their wallets and opened their hearts this year. I tell you, it was a year beyond compare. I don't know of any other. This is the first year that the Rotary International Convention had to be, you know, shut down at virtual rather than live. This has never happened before. Everybody stepped up. You all deserve a huge award for that. And, you know, as I mentioned before, Janice Kane had so much work went into building just a fantastic district conference. Just one of the activities that was new, we were going to have a private luncheon at the ballpark. in a suite that overlooked the brand new ballpark in Arlington, overlooked the field. We had some key people in the executive office, some players online to come in and join us and say hi during our lunch and a private tour afterwards. Just all kinds of things like that. We're looking at, hopefully once things open up, maybe we can invite people over we can replace that private dinner and invite you all over. So, let us know if you'd like us to do that, and we'll be happy to do it. Well, that's all, folks. Please contact me if you have any comments, or if I have regrettably forgotten anything, which, I'm sure I have, and my apologies for that, but please contact me, and I'll definitely get the word out. So many people help in so many different ways. I wish everyone a great year this year. And I want to thank District Governor Roger Pascal for allowing me to do this during his year. We will be having a business meeting. Roger and I are in the process, the early stages of planning that. It'll probably be sometime between 45 and 60 days from now. So we invite you to all attend that later. But let's all give our utmost support to Roger. I know that his number one priority is to support all of our clubs, just as it was mine and those before me. So, give him all the support that you possibly can. He's going to support your club. I want to say thank you once again to everyone. Congratulations to everyone who won an award and received some recognition. Be safe, and thank you for a truly remarkable year.
Hey, Peter,
Y'all
this is
enjoy the rest of your
Brian.
weekend.
Peter, can you hear me okay? This is
Oh, Brian,
Yeah,
there you are. Yeah,
sorry.
thank you.
Yeah, I was
Sorry,
trying again. I do have that list of clubs that we wanted to recognize real quick. And
great.
yeah, on behalf of Shelter Box, yeah, I just want to thank all the clubs that have supported us throughout the years in the district. What started 20 years ago as a single Rotary Club project has grown to the largest international provider of tinted shelter in the world, and we're, even though coronavirus has made it very hard to get out there and help, it hadn't stopped us, and we've still been busy working with partners in different countries, and we've responded to probably 7 or 8 different countries during coronavirus through partnerships that we'd already established, since we can't send our response team members out. But what we did establish last year, and we're looking forward to recognizing clubs this year that the pandemic also got in the way with, was a new thing called the Shelter Box Hero Club. And that is a Rotary Club that's committed to making an ongoing impact in worldwide disaster response by donating $1,000 or more within a Rotary year. So the Hero program was designed to be a way for Shelter Box to stay prepared for upcoming disasters in several ways. Natural and other disasters are inevitable and frequent, and the need is continuous. It takes time for items to be purchased or manufactured before being packed, and by pre-packing aid, it is ready to go when needed. So the Shelter Box Hero Clubs allow us to have the resources and time to be ready when disaster strikes. So when a club donates $1,000, $3,000, or $5,000 as a hero gift within a Rotary year, they'll receive a certificate, and upon the 3rd year of consecutive giving, they get a banner reflective of either bronze, silver, or gold giving level. So we will be getting those certificates and banners out to clubs, and again, the pandemic's affected our distribution ability, but I want to recognize we had actually more than once I got the final year in giving totals in, more than 6 clubs. So at the bronze level, clubs that donated $1,000 or more last year, we have the Rotary Club of Cross Timbers, the Rotary Club of Fort Worth Southwest, the Rotary Club of Golden Triangle, the Rotary Club of Southwest Wichita Falls, the Rotary Club of Burleson Area Midday, and the Rotary Club of Mineral Wells, who this is makes 3 years or more in a row for them, so they will also be receiving a banner. And then the Rotary Club of Denton, who also has 3 years or more, and will be receiving a certificate and a banner. And then at the silver level, with $3,000 or more donation, the Rotary Club of Arlington gets a silver recognition. And then the Rotary Club of Denton Lake Cities with $4,000 donation last year, and for well over 3 years in a row, will also be getting a new hero banquet. So to all of those 9 clubs and all the other clubs that supported us in different ways, really want to say thanks. And so if I haven't been out to do a program for your club, just let me know anytime. Come in person, or we'll do it on Zoom. Whatever works best for you. But we'd love to get out there and make sure all your club members are familiar with Shelter Box's partnership with Rotary around the world.
Ryan, this is Steve Trine from Golden Triangle. I just wanted to let you know that the contribution from Golden Triangle was largely the responsibility of the Interact Club at Timber Creek High School. They, by themselves, raised well over $600 for this effort, and we rounded it up to the $1,000 contribution for them.
Yeah, and there's no better way to build your donation than partnering with an Interact or a Rotaract club. But I always warn you to make sure and put a cap on it if you ever tell them you're going to match their donations, because with 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 kids in a high school, they can real quickly break your bank if you're not careful, if you offer to match anything to them. But yeah, it's a great partnership. It teaches the kids what Rotary does around the world and teaches them about disaster relief.
Ron, I just want to say, you know, you're an awesome ambassador for the city of Denton. And of course, like cities, and we missed having you at Ryla this year, but where can we find you? What's your email?
I'll throw it up in the chat box right now to everybody.
All right. And a big shout out, Steve, for working with those interactors.
Well, that's fantastic. Brian, thank you so much. Are there any other questions or comments from the group? And Ryan, I apologize. First, I called you Glenn. That's your last name. I'm glad you stepped in at the end, or pitched in at the end, because that's a very important part of the ceremony. Shelter Box is just an incredible program, and we really appreciate you. You've poured your heart into this for years and years now, and another tragedy that availed us because we weren't able to have a live district conferences. We didn't see our tent at the district conference like we have in years past. So anyway, we'll do it in the future.
Peter.
Yes.
Hey, I wanted to let everybody know that John Bullock's heading up this committee for World Polio Day coming up in October. We've converted from a ride to eliminate polio to pedaling to eliminate polio. So all of you should be at one time or another contacted by somebody on our committee to present a little program telling you about what we're going to be doing, trying to raise a minimum of $25 a member, and trying to get to that $100,000 mark this year, $92,000 last year. And so if somebody calls you or emails you to come present, please get back to them and set a time for them, because you want your members to have plenty of time to dig out that $25. And since we're not going to the movies or doing anything else, you can take that movie money and give it to give it to polio. And so everybody be aware of it. And you can spin on that bicycle at predetermined locations you can even just sit there if you want to. But we hope everybody will participate.
Great. That's a perfect analogy. I think polio is so important. We really need to eliminate it. I know this has been going on forever, but we're so close, and it's hugely important. I like the analogy about the movies. I think I've spent in the past more than that on a bucket of popcorn and a Coke. So you can do the same by making your own popcorn and helping to eliminate polio. Are there any more announcements, other announcements to come before the group?
Peter, this is Duff from Grapevine. I'd just like to say maybe we ought to consider trying to tackle COVID yet. Nobody seems to be able to do anything about that. We've just about gotten rid of polio. Maybe we can do that.
I think that's a great idea. Rotary International is looking at various things to tackle in the future. There's several areas right now that they're looking at. And actually, RI has put a lot of resources into helping provide assistance in the area. I think some of it's gone into medical as well. So a great suggestion. Thank you. Anyone else? I have
Yeah,
one. Oh,
this is
who was it?
Paul Lucas.
Paul, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody for the fantastic year, for the foundation, setting records and just doing a hell of a job, and Peter for getting in there and just really making it work. So thank you, and thanks all the committees on the foundation for doing their part. Thank you.
Well, thank you, past District Governor Paul. You know, you served your first of 3 years. You continue to serve on the foundation. And I was quite proud of myself with getting through the entire program today without cussing. You noticed that I said kick me in my pants instead of something else, and then you had to deliver the H word. But I'm with you on that. You did a fantastic job. Your crew did a fantastic job. And, you know, you earned whatever it is you want to say from that. Any other announcements?
Peter, one
Yeah.
announcement. As long as we got 100 people online, we do have this Thursday at 7 o'clock, Vibrant Club Workshop.
Yes.
I encourage everybody to bring their team and sit in on that. It's going to be an interactive workshop. We're going to be giving it to each other, folks. So you have to pre-register, because what we're going to be doing is put you into different workrooms, and we want to separate you accordingly by what your job tasks are or your Rotary tasks are. And we're looking forward to it. The team has been working very hard the last 2 or 3 days to put this thing together, and I think it's going to be a great workshop. So get on the district website and pre-register.
Now, John, one question. I don't know, you may have already mentioned this, but it's going to be a relatively short session. It's not going to take all day, right?
No. At Roger's behest, we've been challenged to try to keep this under an hour and a half. In fact, truthfully, he told us 45 minutes, but we can't cover everything it needs to be covered in 45 minutes. So, and since we're giving it to ourselves, we want to give all these great Rotarians that were here today with great ideas to share it with each other, give them opportunity to do that.
Absolutely. It's a great skill building exercise. I plan on attending, so we'll see you then. Anyone else?
Peter, I have one quick kudos for you.
Sure.
Christy Eckler from Rotary Club of Fort Worth. I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't tell you past President Rachel thanks you so much for all your mentorship, and you made it happen for us with the Young Professionals Rotaract group and pulled out all the stops for us, and it just right there under the wire. So we just really, really appreciate you.
Well, thank you. You know, again, this really wasn't supposed to be about me. It's about all of you, but I appreciate the comment. Rachel and you and so many people at the Fort Worth Club just did a huge job, wonderful job this year. You know, it was a particularly trying year, and you know, you rolled with all of the punches that were delivered to you in grand style. And one thing I didn't mention that will now, Community Rotaract Club. Thank you. You were the first club in the district to start the Community Rotaract Club. And what a major accomplishment. That was one of the things that I really wanted to see happen. So thank you so much for that.
Peter? I have a website going, so I'll put it in the chat just to brag on them a little bit.
There you go.
Good. Great. I want to attend. Anyone else? Janice, I see your face.
Yes, Peter, I'd be remiss if I did not thank the committee, District Conference Committee, and the early months and how hard we worked and met every which way we could. We had a great conference planned for you, but you know, this was great too. But I also want to thank you because you met with us. I really enjoyed working with you as well as everyone else, but you gave us the vision, and hopefully some pieces of that vision will come true down the road. Thank you.
Well, thank you. That's very sweet. I really appreciate that. It's been a fun year. I tell you what, I've had a ball working with everybody. One thing that I wanted to mention, and this goes back to my home club, Tom Ware and I actually have probably quite a few things in common. Puns is one thing. But the other important thing is we both married up, and I mean way up. In Tom's case, he married a very awesome artist. I want to show you something that was presented to me. But that's a representation of me. Susie Ware painted this, and it was presented to me at my visit to my home club. And I am so thankful for this, and so thankful for Susie's ability of being able to actually lie about my appearance. Her painting of me is much better looking than I am, and I thank you all for that. And each and every club, I really try to encourage everybody to donate basically to the Rotary Foundation, so that it would help your club and help the district. And so many clubs did, and I'm very thankful for that. But some clubs also decided to give some gifts. In your case, I got a bottle of wine that I was going to use at district conference. So one of these days we're going to open it, and so many wonderful gifts from so many wonderful clubs. Is there anything else for the good of Rotary before we say goodbye?
Peter, this is Conrad. I'd like to remind everybody, number one, I want to thank you, Peter, for your leadership this year, and thank you for the recognition of everything that the Grapevine Rotary Club has done this past year to support you and make you look fantastic. That's a good thing. And that's the whole purpose of past district governors, is to make the present district governor have a year better than anybody else has ever had, and you've had an incredible year in spite of all the problems. I just want to remind everybody that that every club that intends on putting forth a district grant or a global grant, they need to get those applications completed. And since I'm scholarship chair, we have two $40,000 scholarships that we're going to give out again this year, and we're looking for qualified candidates for a one or more year postgraduate scholarship, and we hope we have at least 5 candidates this year so we can select the best ones. Thank you, Peter, for your leadership.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your kind words. I appreciate that. And, the scholarships are hugely important. So, please, everybody participate those. And, one person I believe I didn't mention was Walt Milner. He's going to be handling part of the audit coming up later. But, his inspiration, his hard work, and always available to give out some advice as well is very gratifying. And there's Susie. Thank you, Susie. I just showed everybody the wonderful thing that you painted with my face on it. Is there anything else? And would anybody else like to say a word here before we sign off? If not,
Peter, hi.
Yes.
Peter, this is Joe Wilkinson.
Yes, Joe.
Weatherford
Hi.
Club. Thank you for all that you did. I had a great year, and we got a chance to both meet Zoom and in person, and that's what we've been doing recently. So, and we're going to continue that until we can all get back together.
That's awesome. I think, thank you, Joe, for mentioning that, because that seems to be the ideal model right now. There are a great many people that want to meet in person. And as long as you do that safely, I'm all for it. I miss hugging people. I miss shaking hands, and I miss, all the talk that occurs in the corner at the Rotary Club meetings and at the table and so on and so forth. But, for those people, the most important thing we need to do is keep everybody engaged. And if there is anybody who can't attend the meetings, continue with the Zoom. Please continue with the Zoom. I want to thank everyone. It's been my honor and privilege to be your governor last year. I'm going to continue helping out however I possibly can. Looking forward to coming back home, Tom and Susie as our president now, and working on membership and a couple of other projects, and also continuing working with you all. Again, Roger, work with Roger. He's a great guy. And he's another person. He's the third person in this group that married way up. So make sure that that you say hi. If there's nothing else for the good of Rotary, we are adjourned. Let's all leave and commit ourselves to the four-way test. Thank you all. I love you all. And we'll look forward to seeing you again in person soon. Goodbye.